Hi guys, this is Ed, and welcome to Esoteric Detective. Any of us have seen superhero movies before, about people with strange powers and abilities. But did you know that there are actually people in this world that actually really do have real life superpowers? That is, exist today or did in history? Well, that raises the question, what if we really were faced with a supervillain? And what would we need to put together a team? And had a time machine to do so. Who would be on that team? And who would we pick? Well, although many people could be on this list, let's just narrow it down to people who have lived within the last, say, 100 years. And keep it to people you might not have ever heard of, at least for this list. So guys, stay tuned as Esoteric Detective brings you 10 people throughout history with real-life superpowers.
Look, I need you, Frank. It's serious. I'm putting together a team.
Number 10. Bob Mundane, real-life sheriff and lawman. When we think of the Old West and gunfighters, we always have seen actors play the part of gunfighters, but very rarely have we seen the real thing. And even more rarer is someone like Bob Mundane, born onto this mortal plane of existence. For Bob Mundane has a type of supernatural godly speed with a revolver. He was tested by scientists who said, after lengthy testing, that what he seems to do is impossible, since he aims and fires his revolver faster than the electrical impulses enable in the human body. Even with a slow motion camera, it's really hard to pick up exactly what he's doing. His speed is so fast, he could be standing before 6 armed people and shoot them all to death with perfect aim before any of them could even draw. There is no question about it, Bob Mundane is superhuman. Number 9. Veronica Snyder, the woman with super sight. If you need to see that combination on the safe from half a mile away without binoculars or a telescope, then you need someone with super sight. That means you pick up the phone and you call Veronica and tell her you have a place for her on your team. Give her the binoculars or a telescope and she can even see further. She literally has superhuman vision that defies everything we know about human eyesight. Normal people can see, well, a little bit of detail at 20 feet away. Just barely, but Veronica has been confirmed by science to be able to see the same object or the same detail from, get this, a mile away. So no doubt when you're gassing up that plane of yours to go on your mission to stop a zombie Hitler and his team of shadow agents, you will need a seat on that plane for Veronica. Just make sure it's a window seat. Number 8. The bravest man alive, Audie Murphy. With a name that comes straight out of the 1940s, Audie Murphy is the historical embodiment of a super soldier. Give him a rifle and a pack of camels and he can soldier his way out of anything. He received every military combat award for valor available from the US Army, but also French and Belgian forces in World War II for awards of heroism. Murphy received the Medal of Honor at just 19, when it became clear he had gunpowder and valor in his veins. When, get this, he single-handedly held off an entire company of German soldiers for an hour in January 1945. Then, just to add the heroic icing to the cake, while he was wounded and without any ammunition, he led not only a counterattack against the group of Nazis, but a successful one. So fire up that time machine, because this guy for sure is getting a seat on the Blackbird. Number 7. Fiona Games, the blind woman who uses echolocation to see. Every team, at some time, has to operate in pure darkness. You know, when the bad guys think they are being coy and cut off the lights? But when that happens, as long as you have Fiona Games, she can walk through those bad guys and turn off that doomsday button, no problem at all. Because although Fiona Games is blind, she can see with echolocation. That is with the power of sound, just like a dolphin or a bat can see. She not only can hear everything around her, she can see her environment in her mind, without any need for eyesight, a skill that would no doubt come in handy in any number of environments. Number 6. Every team needs a samurai. That's kind of like a given. It really goes without saying. You know, that guy who, when is surrounded by bad guys, tells all the other superheroes to flee and get to the chopper while he holds off everyone. And right now the greatest samurai on the planet, at least with superhuman reflexes, is Madison, a true Japanese Aikido master from Japan, who holds multiple world records, including the fastest 1000 martial arts sword cuts and the fastest tennis ball cut with a sword, including a mind-bending feat of cutting a small plastic ball in half, fired at him at 200 miles an hour with a gun. When the action begins, no doubt Mati-san will have your back. Number 5. No matter what hero team you have, sooner or later, tiredness will start to get the better of you. You know, after all that superhero action, people will need to sleep. And that is precisely why you need one man who never needs sleep, and that would be Nugget. Since Nugget has not only never needs sleep, he's not slept since 1972. It is worth noting that science says people who never sleep die, and are seriously damaged even after 2 weeks. More days without sleep, and a normal person gets very ill and sick. But maybe that might be Nugget's next superpower. Maybe he is immortal. Either way, he gets a seat on the Blackbird. Number 4. Lewis Cry. Super strong man. Just like a samurai, every team needs a strong man. It's a given. You just need someone who can hold that door open while all the other superheroes escape. While he puts all his strength and iron will against the power of the crushing door. And the man you need is Lewis Cry. His confirmed record feats include lifting 500 pounds, or 227 kgs, with one finger, and backlifting a massive 6,678 pounds, or 329 kgs. A powerhouse of a man who can literally rip a phone book in half with his bare hands, get your mother's saucepan, and bend it in half and crush it. Such strength is rarely seen in any human, and it has excelled him to win numerous competitions with ease against the world's strongest men who ever lived. Number 3. Daniel Tenant. The genius savant. Calculating incredible mind-bending formulas is something every team of superheroes needs. They need a super brain. Whether it's figuring out complex trajectories or working out complex problems not even a computer could do, David Tennant is your guy. He's able to do math in his mind alone that scientists thought was impossible. That was, until they tested him. His memory is also nothing short of photographic. That is, he can recite the digits of pi to a massive 20,000 digits, a task that took him over 5 hours. He also learned a new language, one of the hardest in the world, Icelandic, in 1 week, which was in itself incredibly amazing. There is no doubt, if you get trapped in some kind of death cube and your teammates need to work out some kind of pattern in math to escape, such as astronomical prime numbers, that Daniel Tennant is your man. Number 2. Wim Hof, or the Iceman. If you're looking to fill your superhero team, you will at some stage need someone that can withstand freezing conditions that no other person can stand. You know, that guy that looks average until someone has to swim across an ice-filled water to place a bomb on some, I don't know, Nazi submarine. Well, if you ever needed to do something like that, then Will Hof is your man, because his body defies everything we know about science. He could not only withstand freezing conditions that left skeptical scientists baffled, but he can almost warm his body up from within. That is, just with the focus of his mind alone, he can picture a warmth in his body and make himself warmer. There is no doubt that the Iceman needs a seat on the Blackbird. And now we get to number 1, because the truth is that every team, no matter what they do, needs a leader. But to lead such a team of heroes, you have to be extraordinary. You have to have burnt a hole in history with your very name. And for the Blackbird, there is only one man for the job, and that man is Peter Furchin. Standing a massive 6 feet 7, the educated medical doctor has a list of achievements that put any person to shame. He's authored 30 books. He's a man of intellectual pursuits as well as bravery, cunning, and a man with a sense of danger. He's a zoologist, world explorer, the rarest blend of man. In fact, it seems like there is nothing he hasn't done. To give you some background, he left his profession as a doctor in order to roam the unknown parts of the world, including the frontiers of Antarctica, travelling thousands of miles, sometimes solo, leading a number of pretty much epic expeditions. He was attacked by a wolf once and killed it with his bare hands. And when an avalanche caved in on him, did he give up when he was surrounded by snow? No. He shaped a dagger from his own feces and cut his way out. That's the kind of person that Peter Furchin is. He's an incredible man, a leader, an intellectual, what you would call as, I guess, a Renaissance man. There really seems to be nothing he isn't good at or hasn't done. His credentials list is so long you can't really even explain it in a small video. Anyway, Peter Furchin is the perfect person to lead a team of extraordinary people who have extraordinary abilities, since he himself is extraordinary. Anyway guys, what did you think of my list? Did you agree with my list, or were there other additions you might like to add if you had a time machine? Blackbird fired up and a few seats that were empty. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments section anything you want to add. And until next time guys, goodbye.
Stay tuned and subscribe to Esoteric Detective to keep up to date with the strange and unusual. And please give a thumbs up if you liked the video. And do let us know what you think in the comments section. Until next time, stay tuned.